So today I want to be talking about 5 healthy habits that have nothing to do with food, but that can also help you to lose weight and to feel better. So when most people think about getting healthy, they immediately think about food. And yes, it is important, but we start spiraling on what should I eat? Should I count calories? Do I need more protein? What diet should I follow? And while all those things matter, today I want to talk about a different aspect of health that impacts our body and our mind. Because some of the healthiest habits you can build have nothing to do with food. And yet they affect your weight, your energy, your mood, your relationships, and your ability to stay consistent. So these are habits that can make healthy eating and exercise feel easier. And before we get started, I just want to tell you about one of my simple habits I do each morning. Is I just start my day with a healthy breakfast, and I really enjoy having Organifi's green juice because I get a daily dose of greens. I also get a daily dose of ashwagandha, which is a stress adaptogen herb that just helps me to feel better. It's a very common herb used for perimenopause and menopause in a lot of different research. So this allows me a quick, easy way to get in more greens, get in some nutrition, even on busy days. So if you would like to try it, use the code HEALTHY20 and you guys will save 20%. There's also a link in my show notes so you guys can click on it. I love having the green apple crisp. And so if I'm having a smoothie, I will just throw it in my smoothie. But if I'm not, I like mixing it with some water and some lemon. You can also do collagen protein in it, and it's just a really easy way. Hey friends, and welcome to the Healthy Beyond 40 podcast. I'm Michelle, mom of 4, military wife, personal trainer, and life coach with my doctorate in physical therapy. Over the years, I've learned that getting healthy is about so much more than food and exercise. It's about the habits we build, the way we think, and the choices we make every day. This podcast is for women who are ready to stop starting over and create changes that actually last. Together, we'll explore how to build healthy habits, strengthen our mindset, and become the woman we want to be. We'll talk about everything from sustainable weight loss and strength training to emotional health, confidence, boundaries, and living a more intentional life. No magic pill here, just practical tools and encouragement to help you create lasting change. So lace up those shoes and let's get moving. All right, so let's dive in it today. So the first one, habit number 1 is protect your sleep. So we often sacrifice sleep for things that feel urgent or just feel good. Like we might be scrolling. We might want to watch one more episode. We might want to get one more thing done. But when we're tired, we're more emotional. We crave more sugar. We have less patience. We're less likely to exercise the next day. And we're more likely to make impulsive choices. So you can see how this habit about sleep might be impacting our food choices and our health. And also when we sleep, it allows our body and our brain to sort of rebuild. It helps our hormones. It helps our moods. So especially in this digital age, it's really easy to stay up a little bit longer than we should. So I encourage you, protect your sleep. So maybe for you, that means a consistent bedtime. Maybe that means putting your phone away earlier, having a downtime on your phone. Maybe it's creating a relaxing nighttime routine. I know I need a good amount of downtime to wind down. Even my kids know this now. And my 13 will be like, are you going to have enough wind down time tonight, Mom? Because that's just sort of my personality. I can't go from being super busy and doing all the things to just to bed. I sort of need some time to relax. So think about you. Think about how you can protect your sleep and really start to prioritize that. Habit number 2 is to just move throughout your day. So I'm not talking here about exercise. I'm talking about movement, and that's just moving our body because we aren't designed to sit all day. Our bodies are meant to move, and we typically feel better when we move. So even our mood can be better when we move. And you might have noticed when you are sort of stuck in one position or at a computer for a long time, like you're just grouchy and you don't feel good. Your mood isn't good. So maybe some ideas could be taking a walk break, parking further away. Maybe you're going to stretch while dinner walks or walk around in a circle. Maybe when you're talking to someone, you might walk at the same time. I like to do this, especially so since I'm a military wife, we don't live by my family. So I love this morning I went out for a walk and I talked to my sister for quite a long time. So sometimes it even makes me go on a longer walk. And just get up and play with your kids or your grandkids. Figure out ways to be just more active. And remember that little bits add up here. And I think it's a really big bonus if you can do this outside, because for most of us, we just feel so much better when we're outside in nature. And I know I definitely feel this. I think some people feel it more than others, but there's also some research behind being outside and helping our mood. And I've even seen studies where it helps with depression. So we want to move, and bonus if we can do that outside. All right, habit number 3, develop boundaries based on your values. So this one can really be life-changing because a lot of times we don't really think about what our values are in the first place. So we have to really key in on what our values are. And we might have multiple values, but there's going to be certain ones that are going to win out when we can sit down and really think clearly about them. Right? In the moment, we may not make the best decision. So we have to know ahead of time what our values are. And we have to be able to say yes to what those values are and say no to the things that are not when we have a choice. So maybe you value your health. So that may mean protecting your workout time in the morning. Maybe you value family dinners. So that may be saying no to other commitments. Maybe you value rest. And that means that you're not going to answer late night emails. So we have to create these boundaries in our life that reflect what matters most. We have to know what those values are, and we have to know which ones are the most important. We can't let the moment or the emotions or a lack of motivation drive that. We have to be really clear on what our values are. And I love helping clients do that because it makes things a lot more clear. And one thing I want to say with boundaries, we could do a lot on boundaries. But remember, boundaries are going to be about what you are going to do. We can't ever control another person. So we can't make a boundary for another person. We make a boundary for ourselves and what we are going to choose to do. So even if there's a situation that involves another person, like maybe there's someone who doesn't talk respectfully to you, your boundary could be when they talk like that, I'm just going to walk away, or whatever it would be. The boundary is about you because you can't control that other person. So I want you to think about boundaries for yourself that are going to align with your values. So quick recap. Habit number 1, protect your sleep. Habit number 2, move throughout the day. Habit number 3, develop boundaries based on your values. All right. Habit number 4 is learn to manage your thoughts and emotions. And this is where coaching can really come in for some people, and even for myself. So I have a coach for myself still, even though I know a lot of stuff and how to handle my thoughts and emotions and different tools, but it is helpful when someone else can help you when you're a little stuck. And many of us were never taught what to do with our emotions. We either ignore them, which is what I was taught, sort of push it down, have a good attitude, you're fine, or we react to them and we're sort of like explosive. Some people also may try to numb them. But I want you to remember, emotions are not the enemy. They're just giving us some information. Emotions, even if I have air quotes here, bad emotions, they're not really bad. They don't feel good, but emotions are neutral. They're just giving us information. So when we learn how to notice our thoughts and our feelings without letting them make every decision, we become more intentional. So when it's I'm stressed, it doesn't have to become I'm going to eat this ice cream, or I'm unmotivated and I just don't feel like it. It doesn't have to become I'm going to skip my workout. We can acknowledge that feeling we have. We can validate it, and then we can make a choice based on our values. And sometimes, especially when big things are going on, it is hard to know how to handle our emotions. But I think learning how to manage our thoughts and emotions helps us in so many areas of our life, right? It can help us with our food decisions, our workout decisions. It can help us in our relationships. It can help us in the work environment. It can help us as a parent, as a spouse, all those different relationships. when we can learn how to really manage those thoughts and emotions, because that is what drives our actions or inactions. All right, habit number 5 is keep small promises to yourself. So this might be one of the most important ones. So confidence does not come from accomplishing huge goals. It comes from keeping those small promises over and over again to yourself. So instead of saying, I'm going to completely change my life, or I'm going to completely do this extreme diet, maybe you're going to start with, I'm going to take a 10-minute walk, and you know that you can do that. You're pretty confident and you're going to be really committed, and that's all you're going to focus on to start with. Or maybe it's, I'm just going to drink more water right now. I'm going to go to bed on time. And every promise that you keeps telling your brain, I'm someone who follows through. I feel more confident. And we don't have to be perfect. So we don't have to be 100%. But most of the time we want to be keeping these promises to ourselves. So we really need to think about what we are committing to. We need to think, if there's something we want to commit to, how can we make ourselves more successful in that? Recently on a coaching call, I typically do this when I have someone create a new habit. We talk about on a scale where they are to commit to that. Like, what is stopping them from being a little bit higher? Try to really problem solve some of these pieces before they even start it, so that their confidence can be stronger going into it, so that they can be more successful. Again, not perfection, but just most of the time. So I'm going to repeat the habits, and I want you to think if there is a one that you need to focus on, right? Because if you've been listening to me, you know you're not going to start a bunch of things at one time. So habit 1, protect your sleep. 2, move throughout the day. 3, develop boundaries based on your values. 4, learn to manage your thoughts and emotions. And 5, keep promises to yourself. So notice none of these were about food, but every one affects your eating habits, your exercise, your stress, your energy, and your consistency. So healthy living isn't just about what's on your plate. It's about the life you're creating. And this is one of my favorite parts of coaching, because I do enjoy talking about nutrition, giving practical tips, talking about strength training, getting people moving, but working on those habits that are underneath the habits. Because a lot of people don't need another meal plan. They need help becoming that kind of person who consistently can live out what they want, to become that person they want to be. And this is where coaching makes a difference. So if you've been trying to get healthier, but you keep falling back into the same patterns, I'd love to help. Sometimes it really is not about working harder. It's about identifying those habits and thought patterns that are keeping you stuck. So I would love to chat with you on a free health coaching call. We'll talk about where you are, where you want to be, and really start to create a plan that fits your life and your goals. There's a link down below where you guys can schedule this no pressure free coaching call. And I'd love to help you become healthier inside and out. All right, friends, hope you guys have a great week and keep on moving.